Hello, Advanced Word Weekly Revision Exercises, Section 6, and this is dealing with mark index entries. So mark and index entries are used to create indexes like you get at the end of a book. So you mark out particular words and then it will put them automatically into an index and give it page numbers, etc. So question 19 is asking us to create the following index entries using the same document, references, so we're still with that document. Create a main entry for the text house on page 1. And then create index entries for maze on page 3 and mark the main entry as maze and use gardens as a sub-entry index. If you need any help, further help on this, use the CIA manual, page 74. So let's do this. So as the question asks us, we've got to find house on page 1. And there it is there, the text. If you can't find it, remember you always got this find feature up here to find things quickly. If we go to the references tab again, we are now looking at marking entry in the index group. So like we said earlier, you're marking out particular words and then you would insert, once they're marked out, you would insert an index and they would automatically appear in that index with page numbering. So the first thing we're doing is mark the house. So we click on mark entry. It just says in the question to mark it as the main entry. So we just leave the word house in there and we mark. And then we close. And you can see that you get this code after the text house to show that it's been marked as an entry. Notice if I go to the Home tab that when you mark entries they automatically show the code because this automatically gets turned on, the show and hide. If I take the show and hide off, you cannot see the mark in entries, so you need to turn that on if you do want to highlight them and remove them at a later date as one of the syllabus style questions. But for now we've marked the house. The second area it's asked us to mark is maze on page 3. So if I go down to page 3, you can see that it changes as I scroll past. Here's page 3. And there I can instantly see the word maze. So back to references again and mark entry. And this time it says to mark the main entry. There's the wording main entry, maze. And use gardens though for the sub-entry. And so I just put that in there and that covers that. Sometimes they may ask us to do something in the cross-reference. You select the radio button here and you leave a space after the C, leave the C in there, and then you type in whatever it is that they've instructed you. But for now we've done the job, so we click on mark and close, and then you can see that once again that is now a marked entry ready to go into an index. So that is the end of that question, and I'm going to move on to question 20.